Okay, so what we need to talk about now is actually variables and how they work. So when we have our little setup here running, then we actually have a very deterministic system with if we didn't have variables. So one variable is this one. This is a system variable that P5 generates for you, so you don't have any actually control over it or understanding of it, and that's what enables us to kind of track the mouse cursor. But without variables, everything is static. So if we want to change things, if something needs to be changeable, variable, then we need a variable. And we can then define it in the top. That means it's a global variable, so we can do this and say, okay, one variable I want to have maybe is the size of the tree head. So I want it maybe to grow over time or change over time. So I say size tree head and say, all right, how big did we make it? I don't remember, 100 and 100, so we say 100. So now I've defined the size tree head to 100, but I'm not using it. All I'm saying is I'm just making a little box in memory and saying put the number 100 into this box and write on the label of the box, this is size tree head. That's the name of the box. You can write whatever you want here. We could also write Hugo or ice cake or whatever we want to do. It doesn't matter. Right now I write size tree head because I want it to be somewhat connected to the concept of the size of the tree. And as soon as I put that into the width and the height of the ellipse down here, then something happens. So when I run it now, then we have actually matched them up. So when I write 130 here, it will actually get a little bit bigger. Or if I write 30, it will get a little bit smaller. So now it's very small, and then now it's actually somewhat in between. And why is this interesting? Well, this is interesting because at any time we can change what number is in here. That like this is only the start definition. This is where we define it. We say, okay, it has a size when we start defining it. But down here I can say, okay, I want to change it to 200. And then as soon as we run draw, it becomes 200. And we can also do some magic with numbers. So we can also say for each frame, let it grow a little bit. So let's say we say it grows with, I don't know, times 100, that was weird. Let's say times plus 0.3 and see what happens. And now we have a tree that actually grows over time. So we have an animation of a growing tree. Very simple thing. Of course, this is going to grow endlessly. So in the end, we'll have just a circle all over the place. But basically what we're doing is we're saying, okay, let's start with a tree that's 80. And then every time we draw it, add 0.3 to it. And that's what we're doing here. And then it will just grow like that. And it becomes weird at some point. Now is probably the time it's weird. So this is for you to tell you, like, if you want something to change, you need to make a variable. It's called var. And you say the size tree head equals 80, for example. So you define it with a name and a start value. And down here you can then change the value. And then suddenly you can start making animations and decision trees and all kinds of super advanced stuff. This is basically the foundation of all the interactive stuff you can do. So you can make a quite advanced design just with an if statement and a variable. That's all you basically need. And then you can start programming away.